ladies and gentlemen, I'm meadsy69 and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look and talking about being an effective sniper. And what I mean by that, and what I mean and what I don't mean, is like camping. It's being an effective camper, as a polite way or as a mean way to put it. And these are the kind of people that get complained at, and usually because you're sat at the back of the map, people look at that and think, you're just sat at the back of the map doing absolutely nothing. But there are some tanks that require you to do that. There's some tanks, tank destroyers for one, that technically that is your job. That is your job. And you can have tanks like Grills, Death Stars, Object 268, which we're driving here now, that do really well sat at the back and camping. And that is what I'm not going to say camping, because we're not so much camping. This battle here, we flanked around, and luckily all the enemy went to the left side, and my team are all with. So here in this position, we have shots. Look, we're pumping up that damage. We're getting the shots, and we're doing damage. We're doing the damage. We're bringing the tanks down low hit points. And that's being effective. And that's what I'm saying. I'm not going to call it camping. I'm going to call it being an effective sniper, because that is what we are doing. We're not getting spotted. We're doing damage, and we are helping the team. We're not just sat at the back of the map waiting to get shots. Now, if I did not have any shots in this position, I would relocate and get myself into a better position. And that's the difference between camping and sniping, being an effective sniper. If you're just going to sit there all game and wait for the enemy to come to you, then yes, that is called camping. So I don't have to do that. The enemy, my team are there. My team's in the middle. They're dragging the enemy out for me, and I've pumped out 3.7k damage, and I haven't had to move yet. The time I don't have any shots will be the time that I make a move. And again, nice shot there on the Hori to bring my damage up to now 4.4k. We are spotted, so we are going to pay close attention, but we know where all 4 tanks left alive are. So we're going to wait, and we're going to see if we can get this shot off. I don't know where that went on that Death Star, but these two guys are going to push our grill, so I'm going to try and help. It's a 4-on-4, and of course with a Leopard and the Death Star pushing a grill, he's not going to survive very long. But I'm looking at this Hori now, and I think, right, he's right there. I'm going to wait, and he does back up enough for me to get that shot off. And now he is a one-shot. So there's 3 tanks left. The Leopard, the E100, and the Hori, all are pretty much low hit points. And we've got 5k damage now. Now, the Hori's going to get killed by the E100. So there is the enemy E100. There's the Leopard. I am going to love this shot on the Leopard. I'm going to try and aim at him. I can see him coming up, and just as he comes up, he is going to be unspotted, and we do get that blind shot. And now I can rush in. I can take like 3 shots from this E100. Not a problem. Not a problem whatsoever. And I'm full hit points. So it's not like I've sat there all game doing absolutely nothing. I've pumped out nearly 6k damage. And that is how you be effective. And as I've said, if I did not have any shots whatsoever, I wouldn't have stayed where I was. I would have relocated. And to be honest, when people call me a camper, I'm literally the complete opposite to a camper. I just haven't got the patience to roll up in a grill or something like that, sit at the back of the map and wait. But of course, we do get the sniper medal, as we would call it, and because I was sat in one place, we didn't get that XP, which is fine. I was fine with that not being an ace. Yes, it was 6k damage, but my team did all the work. They dragged the enemy out for me, and it was easy for me. I just had to sit there and just making sure I didn't miss my shots. So that was the first game. Next game, we're going to see the same with a Death Star, and there are some tanks like a Death Star that have to sit at the back of the map. They have to snipe, and they have to do damage. If they miss, then and they get spotted, then especially something like a Death Star, you're going to get absolutely torn apart. Now, this game is very, very similar to the first one. I mean, we're not going to be as far back, but the idea is still the same. So straight away, the T-62 there is just about to run away. So I do get that miss. That was a horrible miss, because that would have straight away, within a minute of the game, got me up to 1500 damage on that guy. And he would be nearly dead already. And he has the highest DPM in the entire game. So I'm very big sad about that missed shot. So now you can see all the heavies are going towards the port, but straight away the SU, I'm going to wait, we're going to load the Hesh. Luckily he's not looking at me, and we are going to get that 1000 damage into him. So now he is very low hit points, he's dead, and I can poke up, and just like the first game, we're not going to have to move. And when we do have to move, when we've got no shots, that is when I will move. So we're going to get here now. You can see the T-62. We're going to try the HE. Hopefully we do succeed, and we do nearly 1200 damage. A low roll, but low rolls, RNG is never on my side now in a Death Star. I'm always low rolling. I never freaking high roll, and not often anyway. Not compared to some of the games I've seen. So the best thing about the Death Star, because it has that big reload, when you are far back, you can just back up and you're not spotted. So you can reload fine. You're going to reload absolutely fine. Of course, RNG, my fault. I shouldn't have shot HE at the Sheridan. But again, we had the shots off, and we've got 11 seconds now left of our reload to decide if we want to stay here or if we should push. And that is the best thing about tanks with long reload. There's no point in me moving when I'm on a 20-second reload. I might as well wait, see what my options are. And I was actually going to go forward now, because I can see that one of our tanks is very, very low hit points, the Sheridan there, but it is a 4 versus 4, and I don't want to rush down and get just absolutely torn apart, because if I get torn apart and the 4 tanks are together, it won't take me long. But as soon as I spot the E75, I am now thinking, okay, right, time, we've got to move. I am full hit points, and if I can get behind this guy, I can bring him down to a one shot. That makes it easier that the FV4202 is there, the IS-8 is there, so I was expecting just to run into the E75, but no, I get the side of the ST, no problem, HE the side of him, 1200 damage, and now he is a one shot, and there goes the IS-8. So before you know it, it's now a 4 versus 2, the ST is a one shot. You can see I'm not risking anything. I'm going to wait until I reload, then take the shot. There's no point in me taking the shot beforehand. There's no point in me taking 2 shots, because you don't know how good this E75 is. He's got plenty of hit points, and you never know. I've seen 1 versus 4s, 1 versus 5, and even 1 versus 7s before. So I didn't want to take any chances. So now it is just the E75. We all have plenty of hit points other than this Sheridan, and I'm hoping I can just get there in time to reload and he's not looking this way, just so I can get the weak points, and we are going to do just that. So that game, we finished on 3 kills, plenty of hit points. We only got shot once, 6,100 damage. And we do manage to get the ace. So we was quite close to the enemy, so we didn't get the sniper medal, and pretty decent XP, sorry. So I was quite pleased with that ace, considering that was the first time I played the Death Star in quite a while. Next up, we have Zed Port. We're just going to call him Port, and he is driving the Scorpion G. Another tank that does well sitting at the back. The accuracy is really good on this tank. Fantastic tank, and my favourite premium tank in the game. And he's going to do just like we done pretty much for the last 2 games. So he's gone with his platoon mate. He's gone with his platoon mate, who is driving the Progetto 46. To go with the mediums, this tank's pretty quick. It's a quick tank, so supporting your mediums can be a good thing. But now the enemy have pretty much all been, or most of them have been spotted around the right side. And this is another map that you can do things like this, and you're not so much camping. I mean, you're not that far away from the enemy, but you're just far enough to not get spotted. But the enemy are going in for that hard push. They are going in to push the heavy tanks. They know that there's only a couple there, so that gives Port enough time to just dish out some damage as they are crossing. But he's now going to have to think about what he wants to do, because there is a lot of enemy tanks around that area, and there goes the T-30, just leaving now one heavy tank around that area. So I love that he's not running away. I mean, he's just going to dish out as much damage as he possibly can. Now, his platoon mate does a really, really good job. He doesn't do too much damage, but what he's going to do is he's going to start dragging the enemy back towards that way. So that gives Port enough time to get some damage, and it stops the enemy from rushing around this side, because they don't know how many tanks are around this area. If his platoon mate and the other medium tank is spotted, they know that there are some tanks around the area. So as you can see, look, they've dragged 4 tanks back. And if they wouldn't have dragged them 4 tanks back, then Port would have had to think of a different plan, relocate and gone elsewhere. But instead, he is able to do that, and he's able to stay there, and he's able to do damage. But unfortunately, his platoon mate does die. He is spotted now, but he's going to use this rock. He's going to use this rock as cover. He is going to poke out, and he does take a shot, and that shot was probably not necessary. He didn't really need to take that shot, especially as it's a 4-on-5. And especially as he only got the HE, he only shot HE just to get the splash damage. But he's backed up a little bit. He's now again going to go from a little bit of distance, get some side shots, and hopefully not get spotted. But he does unfortunately get spotted. So the team have now brought it down to a 4-on-4. Now there is 2 tanks on his team that again are around by the enemy area. So even though he's getting spotted, he's not getting focused, because there's other tanks to be focused on. So he's going to again just dish out some damage, and already he's on 5k damage, which is absolutely brilliant for a tier 8 tank. But there's still 3 tanks left alive. Now his team doesn't have to rush, they don't have to do anything. They've got it, there's 4 versus 3, and they are winning on supremacy points, so they don't have to do anything to sacrifice, and Port doesn't have to do anything to sacrifice losing the game. But unfortunately he does. That was a nice high roll there, 575 from that VK, which was brutal, because now that puts him down to a 1-shot, and he has to be very, very careful. If he dies, then his team are actually bleeding hit points around there, so if he dies now, then that, you can see, wasn't a good idea. And he's still playing very aggressive. Even though he's sniping, he's still playing very aggressive, and he's always looking for that damage, and he's being very risky to get that damage. So now he's going to get the side of the Tiger to putting him down to a 1-shot, and there goes the Tiger 2, and all of a sudden it's now a 3 versus 1. They're just about to win on supremacy points, and he is going to get the final kill shot. So 5 kills there. Lovely, lovely battle, and it just goes to show how well you can be a sniper. Now, I'm not asking for people just to go sit at the back. I'm asking to be effective. If you're going to sit at the back, be effective. Look at that. Tier 8, 7,100 damage. Hope you enjoyed it, guys. I'm meadsy69, and I'll catch you all soon. Bye-bye. With